Hey everybody, Uncle Phil here. So we're just relaxing tonight and we're outdoors. Just got bit by a mosquito. So today I thought we'd do some more trivia. I was going to open it up to the 80s and 90s. 80s and 90s. 80s and 90s. But we'll start it. We got about 10 more minutes. I thought I would, as I was telling people last time that we met, that I go out to the streets and I have conversations with some homeless, some people who are just on the streets for whatever reasons, and I write songs about them. And I can't sing or dance, so I do use AI to make the songs, but I write the lyrics. But I write the songs, a lot of them about the people I meet. So maybe we'll play one of them right now. We got about 9 minutes. Let's see. I'll tell a little story about the people. And you can see these videos on my channel. Alright, so let's see, the first one, it's called Yvette. And I met Yvette. She was out on the streets, and I don't know what, she really tugged at my heart. Some people are a little hardened out there, but she didn't seem to be hardened at all. And she was soft-spoken, and I had some food, and she was real shy, and she had left and came back later and talked a little bit more. And it really made me kind of sad that she didn't have a place to go that night. So sometimes when I'm out on the streets, I feel good about the day, and sometimes I feel a little bit down, even though I did what I could. Anyway, this song's called Yvette.
Seen you walking down the street, so I walked up to you and asked if you would like something to eat, maybe have a conversation too. You ate some and we talked a little, but you were quite shy. I know you have to be cautious when strangers try and talk to you. You told me you were 33, got some family in this town. Not saying it isn't true, but I can tell you have no place to go or person to go to in the night. Don't wait for no one when you've got no place to go. My helping doesn't heal you. Sometimes it hurts to know that a meal won't fix that empty feeling in your stomach. The silence of loneliness is interrupted by the voices in your head. Sat down on that park bench and quietly wandered off. You feel so alone. Later you came back around like you needed something more. Not just food, but someone to talk to. I asked if you were on the streets, if you had a place to go, anyone to meet. You didn't say too much out loud, but your silence spoke to me. Before you came back, and you gave me a hug. I asked if I could pray for you and lift you up to God above. I said, Lord, protect you through this time. Get us safely through the night. Wrap your arms around Yvette. Be her shelter, be her light. for you there. I hope she makes it through this storm, safe and blessed. Sometimes when I help my friends on these streets, it leaves me stirred inside with an uneasy kind of feeling. Loving them doesn't always make me feel good. It's a reality check, a tugging on the heart. Don't want you to feel brokenness or to be dust in the wind. Lord, I know I'm not your best ambassador, but I know you work through me, even with my flaws and failure.
All right. Well, that was a song about that. And let's see if we can. Got time for one more. Let's see what's this one called.
Do you feel forgotten?
This one's called.
In a long cold road, feel forgotten. Hey,
Do you feel alone? It's called.
oh no, no place to call home. Do you feel forgotten? Hey, do you feel forgotten? Do you feel hollow inside? Yeah, yeah. Has the stress of life got you against the ropes? Have you been knocked down? Don't know if you can get up one more time. The teacher is quiet during the test. There are seasons in life, and this may be a difficult and challenging one, but you don't have to do it all alone. The taste of the salt in your tears is all you had to eat today. While life has you knocked to your knees, might as well pray to God for strength and for Him to lead you the way. Stay with you in the dark times of your life. Today is the first day on your long journey back to the Father. This world will swallow you and chew you up and spit you out. Every great journey starts with the first step, then another. You may trip and fall, dust yourself off, and ask Him for faith to take another step. Life ain't easy, it isn't always fair, but you can do it. I'm here to encourage you. Be a modern day phoenix rising. Sometimes life is one tough day after another, after another, after another, after another. Don't you quit or give up. You're a modern day phoenix rising. Refuse to lose. Let them win the battle. Whoa. Let them win the battle. For you. So many times you try to do what you know is right, but the next day comes and you're back where you started. The teacher is quiet during the test and battles in life. If you listen closely, you can hear a still calm voice. I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No place to call home. Do you feel forgotten? Do you feel forgotten? Do you feel hollow inside? Has the stress up inside? Got you against the ropes, got you against the ropes. Have you been knocked down? Don't know if you can get up one more time. The teacher is quiet during the test. There are seasons in life, and this may be a difficult and challenging one, but you don't have to do it all alone. The taste of the salt in your tears is all you had to eat today. While life has you knocked to your knees, might as well pray to God for strength and for Him to lead you the way. And stay with you in the dark times of your life. Today is the first day on your long journey back to the Father. This world will swallow you and chew you up and spit you out. Every great journey starts with the first, but then another. You may trip and fall, dust yourself off, and ask Him for faith to take another step. Life ain't easy, it isn't always fair, but you can do it. I'm here to encourage you. Be a modern day phoenix rising. Sometimes life is one tough day.
And, they really tug at my heart. But we'll share it out for now. Maybe we'll play a song every now and then. I'd like you guys to hear some of them. All right, let's see. Got some questions for today. right, so we're going to do some 80s and 90s trivia and maybe have some conversation about memories that we have of these songs, these times. We did all 80s yesterday, and it brought back all kinds of memories. But all right, so we're going to start off what I consider easy, but you never know. All right, the question is, and the category is pop music. Pop music, and the years are the 80s and the 90s. All right. Which pop star was known as the King of Pop? Which pop star was known as the King of Pop? And so you may know this answer, but maybe you can think about some of your favorite songs by the King of Pop. Now, the King of Pop, he was, before he was the King of Pop, he was around before then, the 70s for sure. I'm not sure if he hit the late 60s, but it's possible. So, who is known as the King of Pop? I'm going to put that, maybe I'll see if I can get that question put on here. Which pop star was known as the King of Pop? And the answer to that one is Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is known as the King of Pop. Well, let's see. Since on Moments in Time with Uncle Phil show, we don't like to do just question and answers necessarily. For one, I'm pretty unorganized, and I'm just starting to do this. But so I like to talk about memories, and because memories can be, they don't have to be a big production. It can just be my memory. So let's see, memories of King of Pop, Michael Jackson. Well, I remember the album Thriller. I don't know what year that came out. It was probably early 80s. Who knows, maybe 80, 81, something like that. But it had all the big hits on it. Well, let's see, MTV, I believe, came out in 1980, so it was starting to play all the hits from this album. So, but yeah, the King of Pop, Michael Jackson, with that album Thriller, humongous. And the memories of the songs he has done go throughout my lifetime. So maybe you can think of a memory. You don't have to put it in the chat, but you can, or you can just say I have a memory in the chat, and you don't even have to share it. But so the question was, which pop star was known as the King of Pop? And the answer was Michael Jackson. And in this trivia, we're trying to have memories for a lot of the answers that we have. We're trying to do more than just have a question and answer. We're trying to stir a little bit of nostalgia, I guess you could say. All right, question number 2. And we got other categories than pop music. We got hard rock and heavy metal. We're going to do some country trivia. We're going to do movies and news events, all from the 80s and 90s. So we're just starting off slow. And if you guys have any memories of the from the questions, any memories stirred, put them in the chat. We're just laid back, relaxing. It's not about serious competition. What am I complaining about? I'm complaining about that I haven't got to the next question, so I better hurry up. All right, here we go. I'm gonna get this one. No, I'm not complaining. I'm just trying to stir memories. All right, here we go. All right, the question is, what was Madonna's first Billboard Hot 100 #1 hit? Does anybody know what her first #1 hit was? Madonna's. What was Madonna's #1 hit? I promise not to complain too much. Terrible Times. How you doing, Terrible Times? I hope you're not having a terrible time. I hope you're having a good time. All right, what was Madonna's first Billboard Hot 100? Any memories of Madonna? She was a big star, and her first #1 hit was, I'll write it down since nobody's got it. The answer is Like a Virgin. All right. All right, so what female singer had a hit with Girls Just Want to Have Fun? What female singer had a hit with Girls Just Want to Have Fun? Now, she had all kinds of music videos. She was a big MTV star, early MTV star. Kind of had a little bit of flamboyant hair and stuff. Does anybody remember Cyndi Lauper? Does anybody remember Cyndi Lauper? All right, so we got a couple people on here. Haven't had a lot of answers of questions. So if you want to tell me where you're from, that would be awesome. were you, what was your ages in the 80s and the 90s? I was, let's see, in the 80s, I was about the age of 10, around 1980 and 90s. 1990, I was about 20. Oh boy. Now this was not my style of music, but I'll ask the question anyway. Which boy band featured Justin Timberlake? Let me get that thing down. Which boy band featured Justin Timberlake? Nice outside. I'd say the temperature's really nice. It's not, the sun went down. It's not even cool outside. It's still a little bit warm. The wind's blowing a little bit. Alright, which boy band featured Justin Timberlake? The answer is NSYNC. NSYNC. Alright, so we're going to change categories now. This question is, which band released the album Back in Black? Back in Black. You got any memories of the album Back in Black? Or the band who made the album Back in Black? Another humongous rock band, hard rock band, especially for the time. Hey, how you doing? Is that Cade or Cades? Or Cades? I'm sorry for mispronouncing that. Cade Simmons. Alright, so the question is, which band released the album Back in Black? And the answer is AC/DC. And we're going to try to, what I like to do is, since I'm a low-level YouTuber, and I barely know what I'm doing, I like to try to have memories. So when I ask a question, and whatever the answer is, I try to think of a memory or something I know about the band, and I would like you guys to do the same thing. So because the question may be easy, but it's not all about getting the answer right. It's about nostalgia. It's about stirring some memories. So AC/DC Back in Black came out in 1980 maybe, and so I was this young boy, but I loved Bon Scott. I thought he was great. And to my surprise, Brian Johnson was able to do a really good job. And uh, once in a lifetime album. All right, so we're staying on the category of hard rock, and I want you guys, if you can, uh, put a memory in the chat because we're just trying to have a conversation. All right, and I appreciate you guys not being too hard on me. I'm just messing around. All right, so the question is, who was the lead singer of Guns N' Roses? Now, I know this album came out in 1987, and I was a hoodlum, and I was partying probably more than I should have, but I was having a good time, and Guns N' Roses was a big part of that good time. All the pop artists was great, but the rock, I was into thrash metal, and when Guns N' Roses come out, they were able to be as hard as the heavy metal music, even though they weren't heavy metal, but they were so raw and real that it was something special. So, you guys remember the Guns N' Roses Appetite for Destruction days? Alright, so most of us know who the lead singer was. Axl Rose. And let's see, Kate Simmons says sent a gold coin. I appreciate that. I'm not even sure what that means, but it means something nice, so I appreciate that. Alright, I hope we're stirring some memories. See if you remember when this song came out. Oh, I hear a little bit of thunder. I hope it don't rain on me. Which band recorded Enter Sandman? I know we know that one. Which band recorded Enter Sandman? Let's see. The band that recorded Enter Sandman, most of us probably know who that is, but the memories of the band that recorded Enter Sandman, I remember being in freshman in high school, and the Master of Puppets album being real big, and there was others. There was some Slayer and Anthrax, Megadeth, SOD. Yeah, that early days of the Bay Area thrash music, that was something special. So, the band which recorded Enter Sandman is a little band called Metallica. What band was fronted by Ozzy Osbourne before his solo career? What band was fronted by Ozzy Osbourne before his solo career? Alright, so we're trying to come up with the memory for every band or every answer. And so we're talking Ozzy. The question is, what band was fronted by Ozzy Osbourne before his solo career? I remember Ozzy because Ozzy was my second concert, and I've seen Ozzy and Metallica. Metallica opened up. Cliff Burton was playing the bass, but I was there to see Metallica. But I did love the Ultimate Sin album. I hear that Ozzy didn't like it as much, but sometimes a band doesn't like a song or an album for whatever reasons, and other fans do. And I love the Ultimate Sin album. Alright, so what band was fronted by Ozzy Osbourne before his solo career? Black Sabbath. And Black Sabbath, they were like the fathers of heavy metal. But they were kind of they were like makers, the genesis of metal, thrash, doom, all kinds of stuff. But they had kind of darker theme music. Still, the music holds up till today, and sometimes newer bands cover Black Sabbath songs, and they sound really good. Does anybody have any memories of listening to Black Sabbath, or maybe seeing them in concert? What about Ozzy? Alright. Let's see if anybody knows this one. Alright, here we go. See if anybody knows this one. Which band released Slippery When Wet? 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 Oh. Alright, and that was the band Bon Jovi. And like I said earlier, that was my first concert, Bon Jovi. And they weren't the main act that day. Rat was. Anybody remember the band Rat? Rat was, they were doing pretty good when they first come out. They had a few good albums, some great guitar work, I thought. Not extremely heavy, but it was good music, good times. They had some heavier songs. I thought the song Lack of Communication was a heavy rocker. just one more from the hard rock category, and then we're going to move on to country. Who was Metallica's bassist that died in 1986? And he's dearly missed, and he had done so much in his young age. He was a pioneer in heavy metal bass, I believe. When I heard the Anesthesia pulling teeth off the Kill 'Em All album, I didn't know if that was a lead guitar or if it was bass guitar. And so yeah, Cliff Burton could really play the bass. Alright, we're moving on to country music. Alright, country music. 80s and 90s. Which country singer was known as the Gambler? Now, this brings back some memories. My dad, we used to listen to Kenny Rogers when I was adolescent, and they even had the movie, excuse me, The Gambler, and so yeah, that was good times, memories. Speaking of my dad, he was a lot younger and I was just a young kid, but we shot pool yesterday and he's in his mid-80s. I'm in my mid-50s. So time flies. Someone asked me yesterday on a live on the chat, they asked me words of wisdom. I said, not really, but, you know, nostalgia is nice when we go back and ask these questions, and reminiscing about the past is nice, but we can't go back. Right back. Okay. Had something stopping my wind chimes. In case the wind blows, I'd like to hear them. Alright, so we're going to stay in the country music category from the 90s, 80s and 90s. Alright, so who sang Friends in Low Places? And let's see, do I have a memory from the artist who sang Friends in Low Places? Yeah, I do a little bit. I have a brother that's a few years older than me, and I really wasn't listening to country music uh, in the early 90s. And my brother, he come back from out of state, and he introduced me to Alan Jackson and Clint Black and Garth Brooks, and, Vince Gill, and those type uh, 90s country artists. And there was a change in country music going on, I guess. And it's funny how that music was a big change in country music, and now you look back and you say, wow, that was like that's like real country. Anyway, that 90s country is pretty special. What do you think? You like your 90s country? Oh yeah, here's another big one. Which female country artist released Come On Over? Which female artist, country artist released Come On Over? She was a real pretty lady. Um, she had very catchy tunes. I liked her music. So the question is, on 80s and 90s country uh, music trivia we're on at the moment, which female country artist released Come On Over? Give you a few more moments, see if anybody knows that one. Which female country artist released Come On Over? And the answer is Shania Twain. She had some big hits. Looks Like We Made It. Whose boots? Whose bed has your boots been under? Does anybody remember Shania Twain? What was going on in your life uh, when you were listening to some of those songs? They, see some people just joined us. That 90s country music, it was special. So we're trying to, all right, last country one, and we're going to move on. This is a tough one. All right, very tough one coming up. Which singer was known for Achy Breaky Heart? Which singer was known for Achy Breaky Heart? This singer also has a daughter who sings, mostly pop, but she sings other styles too. She's sang country and maybe sang some uh, kids pop or whatever when she was younger. But this singer who sang "Achy Breaky Heart" is Ray Cyrus. All right, so we've done. We're gonna move on from music for a moment, and we're gonna go to movies of the 80s and 90s. I asked this question recently. I'm going to go ahead and ask it again tonight. Who played Marty McFly in Back to the Future? Who played Marty McFly in Back to the Future? Who played Marty McFly in Back to the Future? And I was sharing a memory about Back to the Future. For some reason, it seems like they play that movie at on Thanksgiving. I'm outside and some flies flying around my head. All right. Michael J. Fox played Marty McFly in Back to the Future. All right, I'm going to ask one more question, and then if you guys don't mind, I'm going to play one of the songs I wrote for someone I met on the streets. All right, one more question for now, and I'm going to play a song. What 1982 film featured the alien E.T.? And the answer is E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Alright, like I said, I'm going to play a song that I wrote for someone I met in the street, and I'm not sure what song I'll play, but I'll tell you what the song's about. Alright, I'm gonna play a song I wrote the lyrics for a person I met on the streets. Let's see. And you can hear these songs on my channel. I have them mostly as shorts. I have playlists. Let's see. me find a song, and I'll tell you what the story's about. All right, this is a song called "Trusting the Lord." Dee Dee, and I go to this park. There's a McDonald's across the street, and I set up. I have food and drink, and sometimes I have some clothes, different things I can give away. Anyway, Dee Dee, she'd come. I don't remember if she was at McDonald's and I called her over, or she just walked over when she seen other people by me. But her story was that she was homeless, living in her car at McDonald's, and she had 2 kids, both boys. One was 18 and one was 19, and the 19-year-old was autistic. So she had some challenges, and she had lost her house for whatever reasons, but she had a good attitude, and she was a sweet lady, and we had good conversation. So this song was about her, is about her.
Dee is homeless, and her and the boys sometimes stay parked in McDonald's parking lots. I know God put you in my path. Spending some moments in time with you made my day. You lost your house, and now you are trusting the Lord to keep you in His hands, and He will. Sufficient for you. Oh, for my power is made perfect in weakness.
All right. Well, I appreciate you letting me play that song. All right. Well, let's ask a few more trivia questions. I think we're going to ask. We've asked some. I'm going to ask one more movie question, and then we're going to go to news events from the 80s and 90s. All right. Let's see if anybody remembers this one. Which actor played Indiana Jones. Does anybody remember the movie where there was a character named Indiana Jones? Which actor played Indiana Jones? So this actor had several big movies. That was Harrison Ford. So the last question was which actor played Indiana Jones? And that was Harrison Ford. And we're trying to see if we can have memories of what was going on in our lives at that time. Do you guys remember what was going on when the movie Indiana Jones came out? It's been a long time now. That was the type of movie you would go to the movies. And it was a blockbuster. And no Netflix, no watching it online. Everybody going to the movie theater. Maybe some teenagers going by themselves. Maybe whole families going together. It was a different experience. Possibly. People still may have that experience. Alright. One more. Oh, here's a great one. If this doesn't bring back some nostalgic thoughts and memories, I don't know what will. What movie featured the line, "Nobody puts baby in a corner"? What movie featured the line, "Nobody puts baby in a corner"? What movie featured the line, "Nobody puts baby in a corner"? The answer is Dirty Dancing. And if I believe, if I'm, if I remember correctly, she carried the watermelons. If anybody remembers that from the movie. Alright, the movie questions were fun. We're gonna go to news events. I think I put the question down, but not the answer. What wall fell in 1989, symbolizing the end of the Cold War? What wall fell in 1989, symbolizing the end of the Cold War? You guys remember that when it happened? Or do you maybe remember it from the news? Maybe you get a little bit younger and you don't remember that. What wall fell in 1989, symbolizing the end of the Cold War? It was the time when Ronald Reagan. I do. How you doing, Juanita? Now we're asking some questions. Good. I'm glad you're doing good. Now, were you here earlier? I was playing some songs that I wrote for people that I met on the streets. I played a couple and I told the stories behind them. I'm not sure if they were able to be heard very well. Anyway, let's see. The last question was, what wall fell in 1989, symbolizing the end of the Cold War? Well, maybe if you don't mind, we'll play another song in a little bit. How's that sound? And you're welcome to go check out the. I said maybe in a little bit we'll play another song. I have probably 40 songs of people that I've wrote about. Thank you. All right, so better give this answer. What wall fell in 1989, symbolizing the end of the Cold War? That was the Berlin Wall. Ronald Reagan told, I guess they were called the president of Russia, but he said, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall. All right, I'll tell you what, I'm going to ask, we're going to ask a couple more news questions, event questions. Then I'm going to play a song. And, oh, Juanita's got to go. I'll see you later. All right, so, all right, well, let's see, I go to work starting nights tomorrow, but check out the channel, and we'll see you as soon as we can. All right, who was the U.S. president during most of the 1980s? Who was the U.S. president during most of the 1980s? That was Ronald Reagan. All right, we're going to go back to music questions. Let's see. Oh boy, here's which duo sang Wake Me Up Before You Go Go? Which duo sang Wake Me Up Before You Go Go? Apologize for a cough and have an upper respiratory infection, I believe. And I'm outside and the mosquitoes are getting me a little bit. Which duo sang "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go"? What point on Earth is closest to our outer space? I'm not sure of that answer. Let's see. Top of Mount Everest? I'm not sure. It's kind of a tough question. Sojo 2112. Are you going to give us the answer? What point on Earth is closest to outer space? And I guess while we're thinking about that, Mount Chimborazo in Ecuador is the closest point on Earth to outer space. All right. Wow. The mosquitoes are getting me. All right, so we're on the question, which duo sang "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go"? And do you know that one, Sojo? Which duo sang "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go"? Were you around in the 80s and 90s? Let's see. And that was the band Wham. Now, is that mountain, is that the tallest mountain, or is it just the way it's located on Earth that it's considered the closest point to outer space? How's that work? Let's see, where were we? Which singer was famous for the song "Purple Rain"? I apologize for coughing like that. If I get too bad, I might have to go, because I don't want to be rude and coughing like that. But my chest is not doing great right now. What singer was famous for the song "Purple Rain"? Now here's a question for you, a sub-question. If you know this answer to this question, who's made a bigger impact in the music industry and in pop culture, society, however you want to put it? This singer who sang "Purple Rain" or Michael Jackson? I apologize. I had to go hit mute on the camera so I could cough. I'm not feeling the best. I was really wanting to hang out with everybody tonight. I'm going to try to hang in there for a little bit longer. Which artist released Like a Prayer in 1989? Which artist released Like a Prayer in 1989? That would be Madonna. Alright, I'm going to ask a couple more questions, and I'm going to play play one or two of my original lyric songs while I go get a drink, maybe get a cough drop. Alright, so granted, some of this music wasn't the music that I was listening to, but it was really popular. What group sang I Want It That Way? What group sang I Want It That Way? That's the Backstreet Boys. Alright, we got a couple people that just arrived. Let's see. I think I'll switch the category to rock and roll, hard rock from the 80s and 90s. And, let's see. Which band released Dr. Feelgood? Which band released Dr. Feelgood? So that was the album, and it was also a song. Anybody remember the name of the band or any songs from the album Dr. Feelgood? Any you guys know any of the reasons, the stories behind the song lyrics on that album? I know Kickstart My Heart was about Nikki Sixx. He had overdosed, and I guess they shot him with adrenaline or something, and that's where the song Kickstart My Heart comes from. Alright, so which band? So I think that was Motley Crue. That was Motley Crue. Alright, I'm gonna play one of my songs. I'm gonna go get a drink and a cough drop maybe. Let's see. I'll be right back after I play this song. I hope you can hear it. Put the radio a little closer. Let's see. know this song's kind of like my testimony. So.
Try to do what you know is right, but the next day comes and you're back where you started, and you say that it hurts, that you want to turn around and go the right way, but you're chasing the dragon and you're leading a double life. Your lifestyles are contrary to each other. One wants to be responsible, the other just wants to quench his desires. You put yourself in compromising situations, risking your freedom, and even your life. This road can be so dark, it dilutes who you are with somebody you don't want to be. It's like a reoccurring nightmare. You find yourself stuck, unable to run, unable to scream. You don't want to lose yourself, but you're not the same. Another payday, another broken promise to yourself. So many times you try to do what you know is right, but the next day comes and you're back where you started, and you say that it hurts, that you want to turn around and go the right way. Well, stop your running. Stop running from the past. You got to look to the future, and if you're lucky, you will hit your wall of rock bottom rules, but still alive. And if you listen closely, you can hear a still calm voice. Listen closely as the voice leads you from destruction to the new you. Turn from your sin and ask God to reveal himself to you, and he will. You may feel like you're in life's quicksand, that you'll get more stuck every time you struggle to get out of your circumstance. Dragon that God wasn't far away, was only the distance from my knees to the ground. I fell to my knees and cried out to the Lord, and he made me a new man. The old man is gone. Thanks for the second chance, Lord. Thanks for continuing to talk to me. Thank you for the peace of knowing that I'm yours and you love me, and I love you. I love you.
Thank you. Go get something to drink. Try to clear my throat. Alright, so tonight I will not be being sponsored by Dr. Pepper. Let me repeat that. Tonight I will not be being sponsored by Dr. Pepper. Too bad though, they got a great soda. Alright. Oh, now here's a little bit of a tougher one. See if you guys can get this one. Alright, which heavy metal band was fronted by Bruce Dickinson? Which heavy metal band was fronted by Bruce Dickinson? Just want to say it one more time. Dr. Pepper is not sponsoring me tonight, but it doesn't matter. I will give their soda a thumbs up. Which heavy metal band was fronted by Bruce Dickinson? Anybody remember or know the answer to that question? Which heavy metal band was fronted by Bruce Dickinson? Now, I did see this band, like front row. It was really impressive. I was thrashing and banging real hard, and it felt like the band was playing for me. But it was Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden. Alright. What band released the Black Album in 1991? What band released the Black Album in 1991? This kind of changed. It made a big dent in rock. Alright, what band released the Black Album in 1991? The band that released the Black Album in 1991. Oh man, that was my favorite band. As a teenager, in my 20s. They still mean a lot to me till today. And the band is Metallica. I'm not a hater, or at least not when it comes to Metallica. I feel like they've done a great job. And I go to a lot of hardcore or hard concerts, and I enjoy those concerts, but I can understand why Metallica doesn't want to just play the same type of music and just be harder and harder and scream and scream. They're really great, I believe. Alright, so Metallica released that album. Alright, we'll go to a couple country questions after this. I'll ask one more rock. Which guitarist was famous for the song Eruption? Which guitarist was famous for Eruption? Well, he definitely made an impact on rock guitar. Eddie Van Halen. And we were talking about it yesterday, talking about Van Halen, and we were talking about who do you think is better as a frontman, as a singer, just your personal preference, David Lee Roth or Sammy Hagar? Who's your preference, David Lee Roth or Sammy Hagar? And I'll say it like I said before, that early Van Halen albums with David Lee Roth, every one of them was top notch. And you can't take that away from David Lee Roth. But Sammy Hagar, I believe, is definitely a better singer, plays guitar. They made some special music with Sammy also. And Sammy's still playing, and he's still doing good, and he's still respectable the way he plays now. And David Lee Roth, he kind of seems like it's about time for him to retire. But, so, who you have as your favorite Van Halen lead man, David Lee Roth or Sammy Hagar? You think about that now. Get another question. All right. So, what band sang "Every Rose Has Its Thorn"? Good song. Big video, MTV video back in the day. I have to say, I was into Metallica and all the Judas Priest and different things, but I would say there was a place for these glam metal, hair metal bands. They were a good time. They were definitely good time music. I like the seriousness of some harder stuff, but the glam metal, I'm nostalgic for it. It was a good time. All right, one more rock. I can't stop. One more rock. Okay, here's a good one. Who was the drummer for Nirvana? Who was the drummer for Nirvana? Now, I remember, like I said, I was old school thrash, so that was my thing. And but then the alternative and the grunge, whatever you want to call it, came out. And they had some great music also. Made a big impact. Kind of killed the glam metal, and it even hurt heavy metal. But that's what happens when people get tired of something, or maybe people get lazy and make the same, just beat a dead horse or whatever. Who knows? It was something new. Grunge, and it was some real music. It was it wasn't really happy music. But anyway, who was the drummer for Nirvana? And that was David Gill. And he's gone on to become a huge or continue on and been a huge star. Alright, let's ask a couple country questions. Oh yeah. There's a good question. What duo sang Islands in the Stream? Well, that must have been early 80s. That brings back some memories of being a young kid and just what you heard on the radio, what your parents listened to. What duo sang Island in the Stream? Islands in the Stream. It was Kenny Rogers, Dolly Parton. What duo sang Islands in the Stream? Kenny Rogers, Dolly Parton. Like I was saying, that brings back memories of being a young kid, listening to the music that my parents listened to on the radio and what was popular back then. Old Kenny and Dolly, they did a good job together. Which artist released Boot Scootin' Boogie? Which artist released Boot Scootin' Boogie? That was a kind of a honky-tonk song, but this band was kind of like a duo. But, they could sing a ballad, they could sing honky-tonk, straight up country. They were great. Anybody remember who the band was? Which artist released Boot Scootin' Boogie? Anybody remember that? That was a great band. That was Brooks and Dunn. Brooks and Dunn. Any Brooks and Dunn fans out there? I think they were some really good musicians. They were great. All right, so we're sticking to the 1990s country right now, and the question is, who sang Fancy in the 1990s? Who sang Fancy? Well, this lady, she was a big star. She got her own sitcom. Who sang? They did movies too. She was pretty big. Who sang Fancy in the 1990s? Anybody remember that? Who sang the song Fancy in the 1990s? That That was Reba McEntire. Alright, well, we're not going to do no 90s trivia without this person I'm getting ready to talk about right now. And that is which singer released Chattahoochee? Way Down Yonder. Like I said, I hadn't known 90s country when it first started, and then I got introduced to the big ones. Alan Jackson, Garth Brooks. Let's see. I remember Clint Black, Garth Brooks, Vince Gill. Then I guess a little bit later I heard Travis Tritt. The list goes on and on. And I guess we lose some of these artists, and they just don't make the music in the same style as they used to. So, when we lost Toby Keith, that was a tough one. Which singer released Chattahoochee? That was Alan Jackson. All right, here's one of the big ones I had mentioned. Which singer had a hit with The Dance? Which country singer had a big hit with the song The Dance? Getting late out here. I wonder what the neighbors think about me with these bright lights. The camera out here. What singer had a hit with The Dance? That was Bud Brooks. Alright, last country, and then I'm going to go to pop again. Alright, now. Which country duo released Meet in the Middle? I know this band is still going today, still singing and touring today, because they're coming to a local, smaller place in a couple weeks actually. And I was thinking about going now. They're playing a small place. The tickets are not cheap. So I guess they're still able to get a good price for their tickets, but they are playing a smaller place. But that's okay. Oh, I wish I could go to it, but I'm gonna have something. I'm doing something that day. That would be a good concert to record. I do record some concerts and put them on my channel. Alright, so which duo release Meet in the Middle? Does anybody know that one? And that is Diamond Leo. Alright. Well, it's getting late. I've had a lot of fun. And I hadn't done any of these style of lives, and I think I'll try to do them in the future. I appreciate your patience with me. You gotta start off at the bottom, or you gotta start somewhere. I don't really know what I'm doing, so I'm just trying. And so these are my first couple times trying to just have this type of conversation and hanging out with you guys. Jamie, or, yeah, smoke them if you got them, huh? Well, I remember you from yesterday. It's good to see you. I was just telling everybody, boy, it's getting late around here. It's real dark. I have some lights on. I was curious what the neighbors think about the lights and the camera out here, but I'm not being too loud. Well, this is my, yesterday I did it in the sunroom, which is my wife's. Today I'm outside, and we got a little pergola, and it's hers also. I don't know if I have anything. Oh, I have a garage. Yeah, that's right. I do have a garage. And I have a pool table, so I guess I do have something. But, yeah, I was telling everybody that, I'm going to try to come up with ideas that I can just hang out with people. And, trivia was just an excuse to have conversation. And so I think of different things, but I appreciate the patience of people listening to some guy rambling on who is unorganized, doesn't know what he's talking about. But might as well ask a couple more questions. Now, Jamie, we'll see if you know any answers to a country question, country music question. All right, from the 80s and 90s. All right, now this one, I think people should be able to get this one. Now I do remember, Jamie, you were rocking yesterday. You were getting some pretty good answers. Who sang "Should Have Been a Cowboy"? Who sang "Should Have Been a Cowboy"? And I was also talking about these artists from the 80s and 90s. I was specifically talking about country, but you lose one, when one passes away, you lose connection with the style of music because they don't necessarily make that country music like they did from the 80s and 90s. And Travis Tritt was a good guess, but no, the answer is Toby Keith. And yeah, yeah, nobody takes any of these guys' place. Toby Keith, them are some, I guess that'd be a hole that's hard to fill or avoid. Travis Tritt, I remember uh, some songs that he had from the 90s, and he sang a song, Great Day to Be Alive. And that was a very down-to-earth song. Just, he said he's going to put some rice in the microwave and just talked about basic things in life. And but it was a great day to be alive, and today's a great day to be alive. And sometimes we get wrapped up in I don't know, the rat race, work, uh, just maybe relationships, different things. Yeah, I do have a beverage today. I started off with coffee, and then I went to Dr. Pepper, since they're not sponsoring me today. But I do have to work tomorrow, but not till the evening time. I was thinking about having a salty margarita, because I don't do a lot of drinking, but I do like a salty margarita for some reason. How about you, Jamie? You got a beverage tonight? I'm gonna go to ask a couple questions on. I'm gonna skip movies because I feel like asking some news events, things that happen. So this is something that happened in the 80s or the 90s. And the question is, a Fanta orange, that's good. Speaking of orange, for some reason, I like that high C orange that they serve at McDonald's. Sometimes they take it away. I don't go to McDonald's that often, but sometimes they take a high C orange away, and that's the best. What war began after Iraq invaded Kuwait in 1990? What war began after Iraq invaded Kuwait in 1990? Speaking of war, there's always some type of war going on. And, I'm not saying that there needs to be war, doesn't need to be war, that they're justified or whatever. I'm just stating that there's always war going on. It's a tough world out there. But anyway, what war began after Iraq invaded Kuwait in 1990? And the answer is, this is kind of where a lot of it started in recent memory of stuff that's been going on. The Gulf War. The Gulf War. there's new wars and skirmishes going on. Now I remember when this event happened, and it was kind of really shocking. Which famous princess died in 1997 in a 1997 car crash? Which famous princess died in a 1997 car crash? I don't remember where I was, but I do remember it being kind of shocking. Oh my, I can't believe this. And, so you guys know who it is. That was Princess Diana. Alright, one more news one, and then we'll go to, we might say goodbye. We'll probably do about 5 more questions, and then I'm going to have to say goodbye to everybody. I appreciate the time that we had together for sure. What major nuclear disaster occurred in 1986? What major nuclear disaster occurred in 1986? That's Chernobyl. Well, I don't want to end on a news event. I'm going to ask one pop question, and then I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. So, this is going to be the last one. And this is for all the marbles. Last question for all the marbles. Which artist released the album Jagged Little Pill? Which artist released the album Jagged Little Pill? Last question of the night. I thank everybody for spending a moment in time with Uncle Phil. And it means a lot to me. I hope that we can get together again. Trivia is just an excuse to hang out with you. It's fun, and with the trivia I try to think of memories, not just know the answers, but try to stir some memories from these days. Which artist released the album Jagged Little Pill? Right. And the answer is coming up. That is Alanis Morissette. Which artist released the album Jagged Little Pill? Alanis Morissette. Okay, everybody. I thank you spending some time with me. A moment in time with Uncle Phil. As I like to say, that's the name of my channel. My YouTube channel is called Moments in Time with Uncle Phil. And I'd like to ask you to visit my channel and check it out. This is new to me. I do other things, but I won't take the time to tell you all right now. But you can head on out there and look around. And I don't, I'm not a seasoned YouTuber. I'm just ground level in everything I do. But I do everything from the heart. So that's what I offer is love and just do things from the heart. So you guys want to check out my channel, Moments in Time with Uncle Phil. Thank you for spending this time with me. And as I like to say, for now, Uncle Phil loves you, and Uncle Phil out.